This is Euronews Now. I'm Helena Humphrey. Here are your headlines. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says the war must end with the liberation of Crimea after explosions at a Russian military base in the Moscow-annexed region. Drier and drier, an EU report warns that the current European drought could be the worst in 500 years, with France, Italy, Spain and Portugal bearing the brunt. And the rescue operation to save a beluga whale stranded in France's River Seine ends after the mammal dies. In his nightly address on Tuesday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the war with Moscow, quote, began with Crimea and must end with Crimea, adding, we'll never give up. Well, his comments came just hours after explosions rocked a Russian airbase on the peninsula. Here on set with me for the very latest is our correspondent, Sasha Vakulina. Sasha, I have to say, it appears to be a very significant pronouncement there from Volodymyr Zelensky, the president, saying the war must end with Crimea.
Yeah, and let's go a little bit back into the dates. That was the end of February 2014, 27 and 28th of February, when pro-Russian gunmen seized key buildings in Crimea. And for many, many Ukrainians, for all of the Ukrainians, this is exactly that is considered the beginning of the war. What happened on the 24th of February 2022, this is what Ukrainians see as the beginning of the full-scale invasion. So this is why what Zelensky said was not the official position just of the authorities in Kiev. This is exactly the point of view by Ukrainians. When the negotiations started in March this year between the two sides, some attempts to negotiate any possible peace deal, Ukrainian side said, look, let's go back to the positions of Russian forces as of the 23rd of February with Donbas and Crimea annexed, Donbas partially as well, with the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republic, and then we can go back to negotiating those parts. But now we're almost 6 months into this raging war. And after everything that happened, after Mariupol, after Bucha, after so many other cities, after all these bombings, for many Ukrainians, that's just too far. So now they do feel as they have to take all of the territory of Ukraine back with Crimea and with Donbas.
So that is then the position politically that President Zelensky has been sketching out. When might we expect, I guess, action in order to make that Ukrainian vision a reality, potentially?
Well, clearly for many Ukrainians and for the authorities and the military, that would be as soon as possible. We've heard from Major General of Ukrainian Army, Dmytro Marchenko, who said that Ukraine plans to deoccupy Kherson and complete the active phase of the war by the end of the year. Now, of course, if we're talking about this active phase, this is what Ukraine has been focusing on over the past couple of weeks, when they have been destroying and hitting Russian supply lines, command centers and ammunition supply centers all over Ukraine and those occupied territories currently. When it comes to Crimea, now the key here would be from two sides, to move from two sides. That would be from Kherson, and this is something that we have been seeing recently over the past couple of weeks, then Crimea, and then, of course, when it comes to Crimea and the way it is linked to Russia, this is the Crimean bridge, and the Ukrainian authorities have never been hiding the fact that they will be targeting the bridge that was built after the annexation of Crimea in 2014.
All right, our correspondent there, Sasha Vakulina. Sasha, thanks a lot for that, as ever.
Severe drought will worsen in Europe this month as a hot and dry summer persists. That's according to a new report by the European Commission Joint Research Centre. Italy is among the most affected, as well as southern France and large areas of Spain and Portugal. The Commission has confirmed the whole of Europe is being affected by long spells without rain.
Our analysis indeed is pointing to extremely low flow affecting almost all the European rivers. Just to mention a few, the Rhine River, for instance, that is causing big troubles, for instance, in the Netherlands.
France is in the midst of a fourth heatwave of the year. The government says soaring temperatures and lack of rain is causing its worst drought on record. Meteo France says the heatwave, which began in the south, is expected to spread across the country and last until the weekend. The heat is drying up crops such as lavender and sunflowers. Even in the UK, which is not known for its hot summers, a 4-day extreme heat warning of more than 35 degrees Celsius has been issued once again for southern and central England, starting Thursday night. With some reservoirs recording low water levels, hosepipe bans are being extended across the country and in Wales.
Oh my God. You can watch.
Spain is applying energy-saving measures from this evening in light of a potential gas shut-off from Russia this winter. Offices, stores, bars and restaurants will not be allowed to have air conditioning systems below 27 degrees in the summer. In winter, public premises will not be allowed to turn up the heating above 19 degrees. Despite a low Spanish dependency on Russian gas, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez views this as a European commitment.
We have to
comply with the agreements we have reached in Brussels, because regardless of the fact that Spain is better prepared due to its geographical location compared to other countries that are much more dependent on Russian gas or Russian energy sources, such as Germany, Italy and other Central and Eastern European countries, Spain also has a commitment of solidarity with the rest of European countries.
Most vendors accept the measures, but it will differ from industry to industry.
It's going to be impossible, because now we're at 18 degrees inside the ice cream parlour. If we go up to 27 degrees, we're going to be sweating all day. The fridges give out a lot of heat.
Hospitals, health centres, schools, hairdressing salons and means of transport are exempt from the special energy-saving measures.
British children's author and illustrator Raymond Briggs has died at the age of 88. His creation, The Snowman, became a Christmas staple for generations of children. The 1978 picture book about a young, ginger-haired boy who builds a snowman that magically comes to life has sold more than 5.5 million copies around the world and was even transformed into a film.
Most of the major social media platforms that European users are familiar with, well, they have been banned in Russia. TikTok, however, a Chinese-owned app, is one of the few that remains. Now, back in March, the company said that amid the war in Ukraine, Russian users would no longer be able to post new videos on the platform, nor would they be able to view any content that was posted from abroad. But nearly 5 months on from this policy, a new report has said that TikTok is not enforcing this consistently. This research was done by the European non-profit Tracking Exposed. They found that TikTok is actually still promoting Russian content that should be banned. And this all concerns a supposed loophole in TikTok's policy on their For You page, where TikTok's algorithm recommends users new content that they might not have seen before. Tracking Exposed found that even though videos aren't visible on the blank pages of Russian accounts, these same videos are still visible to Russian users in the For You page, where they are recommended. Tracking Exposed have referred to this as shadow promoting. And the company also says that they found that there are still some Russian verified accounts that are able to post content on TikTok in spite of this ban. Now, at the moment, Tracking Exposed said that most of this is entertainment content, but they warned that political or pro-war videos could still be visible to users on TikTok in their For You page. Now, this is not the first time that TikTok has been accused of being opaque or inconsistent when it comes to moderating content related to the Ukraine war. And for more on this in theCUBE, we spoke to Tracking Exposed Head of Research, Salvatore Romano.
We don't have enough instruments provided by those platforms to understand what are the consequences and to verify that their statements are true and correct. Social media are playing an important role in democracy, in sharing information, in giving news to citizens, electors, and so on. So our mission is somehow to keep them as accountable as possible.
Now, we reached out to TikTok for a statement in response to the latest Tracking Exposed report. A spokesperson says that their policies for the service in Russia have not changed and that they are continuing to work to enforce them for the safety of their employees and the TikTok community. But the latest report by Tracking Exposed is just another that says that when it comes to Russian content amid the Ukraine war, there is a difference between what TikTok says and what TikTok does.